And this is the consistency that I've got in mind. So we will turn it down onto a simmering temperature. Buon pomeriggio. Today I'll be cooking beans pasta. I've got some borlotti beans which I have put in water overnight. It's now about 4 o'clock here, and I have...
so this is the before.
This is the before, this is the after. So I've soaked them for approximately 18 hours really. And it is really important that you do that, and I'll show you why in a moment. Firstly, I'm going to drain them, and I'll give them a final wash. I've also changed the water once in between. So here we have 300 grams of borlotti beans. Actually, they are my favorite. You can use any beans of your liking, by the way. I'm cooking for 3 to 4 people today, so 300 grams. And this is the after they soaked in water overnight for 12 to 18 hours. Isn't that amazing how much difference it makes, Julie?
Amazing.
Amazing. Okay, let's get on with some cooking. So first of all, we need to boil the beans. So I'll put them in a saucepan, and I will cover them with cold water. Ensure that you do use cold water. Do not use hot water, otherwise they will split. And enough so that you've got a couple of centimeters on top of the beans. I will also add a couple of bay leaves. I'll put this on the hob. Let them boil for about an hour. I'll test them after an hour and they should be ready, if not a little bit longer. So I'll see you in a little while. The beans are cooked, taken an hour exactly as planned, and they're here. I've turned them off and I'll keep them beside me because I will be needing them as I cook the next part of the meal. I already start chopping one stem of celery, 1 carrot, and I should be using an onion, but my lovely wife has given me a leek from our garden today, so I decided to change it for the leek instead of the onion.
I won't be offended if you want to use the onion.
No, it's okay. I like the idea of using something from our garden. So I'll carry on chopping. And also chop the leek pretty much as you would chop an onion really in terms of size to match the rest of the vegetables. Again, there is entirely up to you how big you do them. There isn't a rule really. Personal preferences. I'll pour some olive oil in a pan and add a couple of cloves of garlic. And in go the vegetables. And we will let them sizzle for a couple of minutes. In Italy they use bacon or pancetta or parma ham to make this meal, and also they use the skin of the pig, and in extreme circumstances they also use lard. I don't fancy using lard, and I will be using some bacon today. I've got a couple of slices of bacon here which I've just defrosted, and I'm compromising by using a couple of little sausages. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you do not need obviously to use this, and that will be a vegetarian dish, but you must remember to add a little bit more salt, as the bacon will carry a little bit of salt. So slice your sausages and your meat to your liking, and we add them to our soffritto, as it's called in Italian, and give it a little mix for a couple of minutes until the meat is all browned. And we will start adding the beans, but keep the water. As soon as you add your beans to your mix, then add just 1 ladle of water from your beans that you previously used. One teaspoon of salt in my case, as we've got bacon in there, and some pepper. Next I will be adding some passata, and you can choose to use chopped tomatoes or you can use tinned tomatoes. I like to use passata in this recipe. And one little tip, get a little bit of the water to rinse the jug.
Or indeed the container, if you go straight from the container.
Of course. So you should have a fairly thick consistency. So we will turn it down onto a simmering temperature, number 3 out of 9 in my case. I'll place the lid on and I will leave it to simmer for 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'll chop some rosemary, which I will need towards the end of the recipe. Again, from my garden, of course, Julie. Ensure you do chop it nice and fine. Great, looking good. Remember to remove the bay leaves first thing. Before I go any further, I'll remove a couple of ladles of my beans in a jug, and I will be whizzing it to make it nice and creamy later. And this is the consistency that I've got in mind. And I'll put it on one side for now. Up until now I thought there was 3 of us eating, but apparently it's just me. My wife is going, Judy is going to Rockbox, is it?
Rockbox, yeah.
And my son is eating chicken instead. So what I'll do, I'll remove some of the mix, and I will keep it in the fridge, and I will add some potato to this tomorrow, and I'll do myself a little zuppa. So I'm gonna split it.
And that's just enough for you tonight, yeah?
That'll be enough for me tonight, yes. I like casareccia pasta, so I will be putting 100 grams of casareccia pasta. You can also use macaroni or any short pasta, which is ideal for this meal. Turn the temperature up and then use some of your water to top it up, and it will be cooking slowly with the water from the beans. And if the water does dry up, just top it up and leave it to cook for most probably a good 10 minutes.
It smells lovely.
Yeah, as it dries up with water, you just top it up. So the pasta has been cooking for a good 7 minutes and it's nearly ready. This is when I will be adding my little mix. I've actually taken some out for the remaining beans for tomorrow as well. I will be adding a little bit of my rosemary, 3/4 of it.
Sorry about that. I don't know if it was the rosemary or the pepper or something.
Perfect, it's done. I'm going to serve my portion. There is most probably more than one portion here anyway. So Judy, maybe you can have some when you get back.
Maybe. Oh my god, it looks lovely.
It smells lovely too. I will add a little drizzle of olive oil, as I always do.
Yeah.
I'll sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese as well. Again, this is optional, not everybody does, but I think it complements it nicely. And I kept aside a little rosemary, which I'm going to now sprinkle on the top as well. Time to do our usual test. So I'll pick a little bit of everything. It's very hot though. You get back in there. Deliciosa, absolutely delicious, to die for. Definitely very economical, very filling, and fully recommended.
Does it take you back to your childhood?
It does actually. This is something that my mum used to make me. That was my favorite in terms of pasta, pasta fagioli. So have a go at it. So have a go, see what you think, and I'm sure that you will love it, and maybe it will become one of your weekly routines. You will excuse me, I'll carry on.
Yeah, save me some for later.
Ciao ciao for now. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Bye.